Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Josh Poteet of West Hartford.
Hey y'all, I'm Josh. I'm the lead pastor of 180 Life Church in West Hartford and author of Parenting Against the Current. And we are going to dive into a 7-day journey as we unpack what healthy, biblical conflict is meant to look like. See, with conflict, you don't need to search for it. You don't need to go out of your way to find it. The more you do life with people, the more likely you're going to eventually rub each other the wrong way, and conflict is going to ensue. So the question is, do you know how to fight? Or I'll rephrase, do you know how to fight well? One of the things that we do as we disciple our kids and intentionally try to shepherd their hearts is we've got something called anchor statements. And they're these memorable statements for kids that also have a biblical foundation. And there's one that I would say directly applies to this conversation. And it goes like this: you get to decide what offends you. We get that from Proverbs 19:11. In other words, it's your choice. You're not a victim. You're the perpetrator. Too quickly, we become these puffed up, offended people that are more interested in the offense than we are the person right in front of us. And when we lose sight of the person, we also have taken our eyes off of Jesus. The adage that hurt people could never have been more true. We get hurt, offended, and angry, and we declare ourselves ready for war. And we respond, well, I have a right to be angry. This is a righteous anger. You don't know what they did to me. Besides, anger isn't a sin anyway. Okay, it's not, but more often than not, it does lead us to sin, leads us into conflict, viewing that person not as a being created in the image of God, but as an enemy. And we forget that Jesus was up there on the cross for them too, died for them too, loves them too. Anger isn't the vehicle that we're meant to take to the destination that God is calling us to, and riding in inferior vehicles leads to inferior destinations. Dallas Willard says it this way: there is nothing that can be done with anger that cannot be done better without it. Your anger doesn't serve to redeem the conflict, and it certainly doesn't equip you to care for the other person well. Here's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we avoid hard conversations and that you're meant to be a doormat. That's not it at all. We're going to be talking about that later this week. I'm just saying, before we deal with them, we need to deal with ourselves. Before I focus on you, I need to deal with me. James 1, verse 19 says it this way: my dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. That anger that we hold on to doesn't actually serve the kingdom at all. It doesn't produce God's righteousness. And my puffed up, better position than that other person only leads me to view them in an incorrect way and to behave in a way that doesn't honor God. We see this all the time when we become offended. I remember 10 to 15 years ago, Starbucks came out with a Christmas cup that didn't have a Christmas tree on it. And Christians, the ones who are meant to be the most unoffendable people out there, we lost our minds. Like, there were boycotts and like, hey, we're not doing this. Now, keep in mind, Starbucks has never argued to be a Christian organization. They didn't ever say that they were representing King Jesus, and they don't. But for whatever reason, we said, hey, this is our banner. This is the hill that we're going to die on, and we're going to push forward and fight against those who are against us. And we miss the fact that, hey, why am I so offended? Why am I so upset in this moment? Because so quickly I let the offense turn me into an offender. I let what they did dictate my poor behavior. And I would just say, if human anger does not produce the righteousness of God, as James would say to us, and I get to choose what offends me, then maybe I should choose more wisely and become offended far less. You get to decide what offends you, which means that we should be far slower to anger, slow to speak, quick to listen, but more on that tomorrow.
You've been listening to Pastor Josh Poteet of West Hartford, and this has been Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.